Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. I think my camera's wonky. Today I'm going to be doing my Hoya collection. I've left it a little bit longer than I was hoping to before doing this, but it's here now, so I'm doing it. It feels like I've got a lot of Hoyas, but like kind of when I put them all together, it doesn't feel like a lot. But I mean, it's a lot more than I had, so yeah. But I'm going to start with the smallest first, and then move up to the biggest. I'll try and keep that order. I know I give myself like orders to do stuff and then always forget halfway through. So yeah, I guess we'll start. I hope everyone's alright. I hope you're all doing good. Right, so I'll start with my propagations. A lot of these, all of them bar one, is actually from Emma, at Emma Greenwood, as you guys, you must know about her now. We and her did a plant trade a while back now, maybe, well, I don't really know, a couple of months ago, and she gave me some really nice Hoya cuttings, and they've been growing really well. So I'll start off with this. This is my Hoya Carnosa, just the regular Kanosa, and this leaf is brand new here. That's actually grown within the past, I want to say a week, maybe just over a week. That one's come in, so it's still really thin and soft. So this one's doing really lovely. I really love the dark green. It's like a really rich green. He's grown loads of aerial roots. These are from the propagator, because I keep it in a very humid propagator, so the roots are just coming out the stem, which is perfectly fine. Like, it is a little bit unsightly, but I don't mind it. It's unique, it's cute, I like it, it's really sweet. Next up we have my Hoya Carnosa Crinkle, Crinkle 8, and this one has these two leaves at the top are new. I mean, they've been new for quite a while now, but they're new since I've had the cutting, and it's just lovely. This again is from Emma and doing really good. I'm not sure when to transplant these, because they're absolutely fine in these containers. The only reason I would transplant them is to get them more nutrients, because they are in a mixture of sphagnum moss, multi-purpose compost, and orchid bark with that mixed like terracotta pieces in there. So it's quite a low nutrition soil, but it's perfect for propagating because it gives that large, like porous space in the soil that allows obviously the air to go through the soil. So that's exactly what they want. As you can see, they're doing really well. That one's lovely, I love that one. I'm looking forward to the new leaves getting a bit more crinkled. You can just about see the crinkles in them now, but the older ones are a lot more bent and crinkled. Really nice. Right, next up I've got my Hoya Carnosa Compactor. This one has just got two tiny new leaves coming on the top. You can just about see that. It's not really focused, but yeah, you can just see that. This one is probably is the slowest growing out of all the ones that I've got from Emma. This one, I'm sure it had two leaves here before, like just at this node, and they must have fallen off. I don't know, don't remember, I didn't see that happen. But I just feel like I remember there being a little bit more here. But it's rooted nicely. It's got some adventitious roots coming out of the stem as well. But yeah, it's doing really good. I know these ones are quite when they get pests, it's a real pain because of the structure of the foliage. So I'm really hoping that this one doesn't succumb any pest issues. But he's doing really nicely, and I'm looking forward to these two leaves coming up because he's looked like that for the whole time I've had him. Next up we've got a Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. This one is beautiful, and this here is the new leaf since I've had it, which is beautiful. And you can see, might be able to see it better from the back. You see where the central vein is. You see where on this side there's a lot more chlorophyll. So the leaf is a lot more broad on this side, but this side where there's a lot more variegation, the leaf has stayed very thin on that side, which I don't know why. I found that really interesting. I don't know if you guys will, but I just thought it was really quite unique and quite cool. Definitely interesting to watch. There's actually not a growing stem at the moment, So this stem here is the old stem, and it did die back to the node. I could probably loosen that. I could probably cut that off, but he's doing really pretty, doing really well, looking really pretty. And I love that. I just love that one. I love how white the variegation is. I don't know how well it's shown up, because in the princess the variegation is yellow, but in the queen the variegation is very, very white. And then this one is the last. Yeah, this one's the last one I've got from Emma, and this is the Hoya australis Lisa. And this one is doing amazing. This one's probably the fastest growing one that I've got from Emma. So these two older leaves here, this one and this one, are new since I've had it, and then also these two new leaves coming in now are new since I've had it. So he's doing really, really nicely, and I'm looking forward to it growing a bit longer so that I can chop it again and then propagate it again, so that I'll have a thicker, be able to establish like a nice pot of this, because I've actually never seen this in a garden centre, never seen it. I think I've seen it online for sale, but I think I'd like to buy Hoyas in person, which is actually not really going to happen because we don't often get Hoyas. The garden centres I go to, we don't often get Hoyas, and when they do have Hoyas, it's always named the tricolour, but it's actually the Hoya Crimson Princess, which confused me to begin with, because when I first got my Hoya, obviously I understood it as a tricolour, but obviously here on YouTube, people obviously let you know, like, when you're wrong, or like, yeah, so you guys let me know that it was actually a princess, and that was when I looked into it more and found out that yes, it was. I don't know why they call it the tricolour. It may be a European thing, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, I've not looked into it in the slightest. But anyway, the Lisa, australis Lisa, is definitely one of my favourites. And I love that the variegation is just different shades of green. There's no yellow. I know it may look a bit yellow on camera, but it's just layers of green, and it is amazing, so pretty, and it's got a really nice glossy shine to it that a lot of other Hoyas don't have. And then this last little propagation here, this is a Crimson Princess, and this is off my adult plant. So this is four stem cuttings, yeah, and they've all rooted nicely. And this new leaf, I always struggle when I'm trying to say this leaf here is new. So this leaf is new. And I don't think any more. Oh yeah, this one's come through new as well. Other than that, it's just chilling, enjoying life, and existing. I thought there was something moving towards me, but it was the light. So yeah, that one's doing really well, and these ones rooted really quickly, which I was really pleased about. I feel a bit heavy. I did just water them today, so that's why it feels a bit heavy. But yeah, there's those ones, and then moving. Oh, I've got one more propagation. I'll quickly grab. Right, so this is my propagation of my Hoya polyneura, so the fishtail Hoya, and this one, like, it's been a little bit problematic. In the beginning it wasn't, it was like perfect and everything was perfect. So I rooted these two leaves. Can you see it if I hold it that way? I rooted these two leaves just by having them inside this little cut propagator that I've made. Take that off now. And then these two leaves came through, but they did get a problem with thrips, which was gutting, because these leaves, once they get, like, I've noticed with the polyneura that the thrips really go for it, and they don't stop till the leaves drop. Sound like some music. They don't stop until the leaves literally fall off, and that's kind of what's going on here. I don't know how well you can see that. My hands keep shaking. You can kind of see the damage. Yeah, you can totally see the damage. I don't know why I'm trying to play it down. Yeah, so it's a shame because it looks ugly, and I love this Hoya so much, so much. So I've treated for thrips. As far as I'm aware, they're completely gone now. Like, I've not had any new signs of thrips at all since that video I did. Was it like a month ago? Maybe over a month ago. I'm really bad with timekeeping in my head. Yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, this is doing really well, and you can see all the roots. How well can you see that? You can just see all the roots around there. You can kind of see, yeah, like all coming down here, and it's looking really good. Like, yeah, it's just such a shame that those leaves have come through damaged. There you go, you can kind of see that spot there. So if you've got anything like that on your plants, look out for thrips. Get a little magnifying glass or something and just look for them, because they'll be there. They're likely to be there. Right, I'll show my main Polyneura now, because I've just shown you the small Polyneura. Right, so this is my main Polyneura, really pretty. These leaves here have grown very quick over the past, I want to say 2 weeks maybe, and so far so good. They're staying nice and green. I've noticed a lot of the time with my Polyneura is that new leaves will come through and then they'll fall off, and it's likely to be that I'm letting it dry out too much, especially being in a terracotta pot. Drying out just a little bit too much, but it's a really pretty plant. If you haven't got one of these and it's affordable where you live, because I know these are really expensive in some places, like here for example, people pay ridiculous amounts of money for this, and I was really lucky. I got this for 15 quid on Facebook Marketplace, and that was just a lovely experience, and yeah, it was really good price. So did I get it on? Yeah, I did get it on Facebook Marketplace, yeah. Yeah, and it all worked really well, and it's beautiful. I love it. But this one did get thrips as well, so they just seem to love the Polyneura, but I love it a bit more, so I'll happily fight the thrips again and again. And I did actually get the, what's it called, something cucumeris, I don't remember the name, the predatory mite. I did get those. I bought 10,000, they come in a tube of 10,000, and I put it, sounds disgusting, but like I put it in a lot of my plants, so there's like 10,000 mites in this room. I don't ever want to say that. I don't want to admit to that. But yeah, no, they seem to have done a fairly decent job. Well, I mean, they've done a good job considering I've not seen thrips since. And we've got some new leaves coming through here. These leaves did fall off. They turned yellow and just dropped off. I don't actually know where they went. I saw it yesterday and then it was gone today, and I don't know where it's gone because it's not in the pot. But anyway, that is irrelevant information. My Polyneura, really nice, and it propagated super easy when I propagated it. Right, next up I'll show my, these are going to be two that you've seen in my recent videos anyway, but this one is my oldest one, and it is like, to me it's just like, I love it, I'm really proud of it. This is my Crimson Princess, and it's massive. Like, this pot is a quite big pot. It just doesn't look very big on camera, but it is really, I don't know what size it is, but it's like a good sized pot. And this one has just grown loads and loads, and I've cut one stem off of it to take propagations, which is what you saw here. So this came off this plant about a month ago, maybe, yeah, roughly, and it's just doing so well. I've had this one for, I think, just over a year, maybe just coming up to a year, and it's grown really well. It had no flowers, no sign of flowering, but I do keep this in a north window so it doesn't get any sun, it doesn't get any direct sun, it just gets bright light. I guess in the summer, in the height of summer, it gets direct sun, but that's just for like 1 month and then it's finished, because I keep it on a window, on a ceiling roof window on the other side of my room. So it's like here, but on that side, it's higher than that one. Not that that really matters. Confusing myself. Right, this one's getting really dusty. I need to take this out in the rain. But yeah, I water this like neglectfully. Not a word. Is it a word? I water this once every 2 to 3 weeks, probably more, like as in 4 weeks. But it seems to love it. Like, that's the thing with me. I'm definitely an underwaterer as opposed to an overwaterer. And with Hoyas like this and plants like this, cacti and succulents, that's exactly what they want. So it works out well for me, and my Sansevierias, they bloody love it. So yeah, it's really looking really pretty. Got some nice pink foliage. When the foliage comes in new, it's really deep red, and then it fades to the pink, and it's just beautiful. This, like, I'm gonna say it, I don't know if it's accurate. I think it's accurate. This is the most affordable Hoya locally for me in England. So I actually paid about £6 for this when it was quite a bit smaller, to be fair. It probably just covered the top of the pot, but only £6, like, you can't argue with that. Really good. So yeah, I've not been saying, oh, I was about to say I've not been saying the prices of these, but that was because they were all in a plant trade, the small ones, and then the Polyneura, I did say the price of it. So yeah, again, another look at that one. Beautiful, love it so much. Right, and then my last one is one that I raved about very recently as well, my Pubic Helix, which I think I paid, for some reason the number 16 is standing in my head, so I think maybe it was £16. Who knows? I would think it was about £16. But this one I was not expecting. I was not expecting it to look like this. I was expecting it to just be like the generic Pubic Helix. Did I say Polyneura? I meant to say Pubic Helix. Or did I even say the name? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Right. This one here is my favourite, my all-time favourite, I think. Yeah, I reckon. And it's just so pretty. And I know I've mentioned it recently, but the foliage that's coming in new is like jet black. It's got a lot of new leaves coming. Look, you see those 2 new leaves coming in there. This one as well, I treated it for thrips, although it didn't have any thrips on it, but I just treated it because I had 10,000 of them and I wanted to use them rather than waste them. So they're probably riddled. This plant is probably riddled in those predatory mites, but yeah, no, it looks healthy. Everything's looking good, and I keep this one under my grow light. This is actually the only Hoya that I actually keep under a light, and I don't keep it under a light because I feel like it needs it. I keep it under the light because it's like convenient space. It's just right tucked away in the corner, and it looks beautiful, and it's in this really tall terracotta pot. It does have a water dish on the bottom as well that matches the pot, which looks really pretty. I think this pot was, it was only a few pounds. It was like, I can't imagine paying more than £5 for it, so I'm going to say it was less than a £5. I feel like it was about £2.50 or £3. Yeah, I reckon. But I wouldn't have paid more than that, I know myself. But looking really good, and I think just the colour, like the green, the shade of green really is complemented by the colour of the pot, and the top is beautiful. This one I showed in my favourite top 5 plants of October. Yep. And people mentioned that it may have been the Hawaiian purple Pubic Helix, or purple Hawaiian, something Hawaiian and purple, which makes sense because obviously the purple, the deep purple foliage that comes in, it does have this really long stem that's coming straight up. It's like literally standing up by itself, while the rest are just down here chilling. That one's just reaching for the stars. Yeah, and I love this. This is beautiful. If you can get your hands on one of these, I don't know how much these are worth. I paid £16 for it, but well, I think it was 16. It was around that. And but as far as I knew, and as far as the seller knew, this was just a Pubic Helix, but it's a cultivar of Pubic Helix. So more often than not, that increases the price, the value. But I don't know if you guys because quite a few of you knew that this was a purple Hawaiian something, a purple Hawaiian. So if you guys knew that from like having seen them in the shops, let me know how much you've seen them for, because I wouldn't hazard a guess. So, but yeah, really, really pretty. Definitely one of my favourites. Probably quite common in Hawaii. Probably quite common in certain parts of the world, but here I've never seen that ever, and it's never come up again. So I was really happy with that. So that does conclude my Hoya collection. I feel like my Hoya collection is bigger than that, but no, it's not. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, sorry this video took a little longer to get out than I was hoping for, but I've filmed it twice now, this being the second time, so once, twice. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favourite Hoya was, and if you have a Hoya that you really recommend I get, please let me know in the comments which one you'd recommend. I think the next Hoya I'd like to get, I've always wanted the Macrophylla albomarginata because that is just gorgeous, but in this country around me it's out of my price range. I'm not willing to spend that much on it, so I don't know which Hoya I'll get next. I really don't know. No, but maybe I'm content with my collection at the moment. I'll stick with that because I can't think of anything, and there's no point like forcing myself to want something more. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for like having the patience to wait for my brain to catch up with my mouth. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Ouch. And I'll see you guys in my next video.